The officials this evening, your referee is Mr. Richard Gardner, and his assistants are Shane Mansfield and Andrew Evans.
Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the creek here at Bristol Manor Farm for this Emirates FA Cup third qualifying round replay between Bristol Manor Farm FC and Slough Town FC. We're here in a nice little stand on the left-hand side of the pitch here, and I can tell you that our view is already blocked by a big floodlight thingy. And also there's loads of people standing down the side. So if the ball goes to either of the near side corners, I'm not going to know what's going on, so I'll just make it up as I normally do. Is that right with everyone there? Brilliant. That's what we like to hear. This is Rebels Radio. It's brought to you by our two sponsors, and as usual, we thank both of our sponsors for their continued support of Rebels Radio. So thanks go to MyFC, the online football community. You can find more about them on the Pachero website. So if you type in Pachero and MyFC, it will come up with all of their details there. And obviously also the other one is the Slough Town Supporters Trust.co.uk. Look at their website. There will be some up and coming things for October for you to look out for this coming month that the Supporters Trust are doing. So please feel free to have a look at the Supporters Trust details. I can tell you that for those of you that haven't seen it recently, Dave Carpenter unfortunately passed away earlier this year, and part of his estate was that he has donated some money to the Supporters Trust, which they are going to use in the community. So a big thanks to Dave, who's up there in the sky looking down, or maybe tuning in tonight. So thanks to Dave Carpenter's family for helping with that, and you'll see more by the Supporters Trust on what they are going to be doing with that money. So my name is Aid. I will be your hostess with the mostest, unless it includes hair, in which I've got the leastest. So I will give you all of the action as it happens. There are some other replays going on in the FA Cup this evening. You will have to excuse me, I've got very little light here at the moment, so I'm using the computer screen as a light. Other FA Cup replays this evening are Colville versus St Neots, Dorking Wanderers versus Gloucester City. It's AFC Guiseley versus Cleethorpes, Hanwell Town versus Leatherhead, Metropolitan Police versus Tiverton, and Poole Town versus Horsham. Those are your other ones. We'll try and keep you updated with those as well. I can already tell you that I can see absolutely nothing in the right hand corner, pretty much from the penalty box. So I'm just going to see. Warren, Supporters Trust here? No. Coach? No. Okay, just feeling that the Slough Town Supporters coach hasn't arrived yet. So there you go. They should be listening, and because that's the best way to do it. So I've got very limited view of the game down either side, so I'm going to apologise for that now. Unfortunately, nothing we can do. It's just the only place that we can sit, and unfortunately there's standing areas there for people to stand in, and we can't get past them. So there you go. If you do want to get in contact with us this evening, please feel free. You can do so two ways. It's on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. That's all one word, all in lowercase, or like some of you who are already on there this evening, it's as you're listening to the YouTube, there's a train going past. We've got a lovely setting here. I'll describe that in a second. If you're listening on the YouTube, there's a bit, I think it comes up on yours as comments or something like. There's like a chat room or something, and it will come through to us here. There's like a little live chat room. I can tell you that Ian's on there. We've got Paul Hazel, Neil Humphrey, and Bald Raven, who could be anybody. So there you go. But he's listening in North Devon, and Paul Hazel's in Poole, and there you go. So we'll see how that goes. Beautiful setting here down at Bristol Manor. I drove past it. I very fortunate I wasn't working today. I came down a bit earlier, and I drove past the ground, which was really very difficult to see where the ground was as you're coming past. A little bit easier at night because the floodlights are on, but yes, it was very difficult. And then the problem lies is when you're on that, once you drive past it, you're on the other side of the road and you can't get to it unless you go all the way around. So I will apologise to my other half in case she gets a ticket for me doing an illegal U-turn. So, it wasn't me. I wasn't driving. It wasn't me. There you go. I can always tell you that people have already stood right in the way. We're going to have very difficulty seeing much down to the goal to our right, but there you go. We'll just guess and see how it goes. So hopefully they might move once the game starts and whatever. So Bristol Manor Farms ground here. It's right next to the River Avon. There's a train thing that just goes past. There's a small train running around. It just went past there, and the river is behind the side of one of the goals. That's the goal to our left-hand side. There's goal to our right. Again, there's just standing behind that. There's no terracing behind it as such. There is a small little terraced stand on the far-hand side. It's in between the two dugouts. Then we've got two covered stands on this near-hand side, and one is seated, one is standing up. We're in the seated stand, which is why we can't see anything. So there you go. I will run through the two sides for you for the first time this evening. Loads of you get in contact. Stuart Brookins listening on there. Sharon Biddle, Graham Tonkins, well done. Thank you for listening. Right, so I can tell you there's 3 changes for either side. So just bear with me while I get the team sheet ready here, because the two sides are just about to come out with 5 minutes from kick-off here. So the teams for you. So Bristol Manor Farm play in all yellow, their home kit. In goal is 1 Ben John, 2 is Stuart Tovey, 3 Aaron Robbins. First change for them is Lloyd Mills at 4. 5 is the captain Steve Kingdon. 6 is another change, that's Chaz Hemmings. 7 is Troy Simpson. 8 is their third change from the 11 is Jamie Adams. 9 Dean Stamp. 10 Owen Howe, and 11 is Ashley Kington. Their substitutes are 12 Jordan Metters. 14 is Rex Mannings. 15 Pete Shepherd. 16 is Ian Harvey, and 17 is the goalkeeper Connolly Jarrett. For the Rebels, there's 3 changes. So in goal is Jack Turner. 2 is Sean Fraser. That's 1 change in for Josh Chapman. 3 is George Wells. 4 is Guy Hollis in, who's actually replacing Scott Davis. This will be clearer because Guy Hollis is wearing 4. Mark Nisbet is the captain, wearing 5. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7 James Dobson. 8 is Sam Togwell. So Sam's moved from defence to midfield. 9 is the third change. That's Manny Williams in for Chris Flood. So Manny's wearing 9. 10 is Matt Stevens. 11 Warren Harris. So substitutes for the Rebels this evening. 12 Josh Chapman. 14 Scott Davies. 13 for some reason it says Scott Davis here. 14 is Louis Swords. 15 Chris Flood. 17 is Ben Harris. Your referee this evening is Mr. Richard Gardner. His 2 assistants are Shane Mansfield and Andrew Evans. I'll run through those 2 11s for you as the players come out. So if you haven't seen any of the people, you're at home watching or listening, if you've seen bits, we've had the ground has been on Sky Sports News. It's been on there. Also, apparently, it's been on BBC Points, which is like a local TV thing that you have there. So it's been here. They have got TV cameras down here, and BBC Radio Bristol are down here as well. So there you go. So we've got loads of little kids just wearing red and white flags. I don't know why they're red and white, but Bristol Manor are playing in yellow. The 2 sides are out. They're just facing the near-hand side stand. Good evening to Michael Laughlin and Dave the Rave. And Dave the Rave wants a trip to Eastbourne. I think Dave the Rave's been in Eastbourne in that pub. There you go. Right, the 2 sides are just being introduced to each other. So quickly, the starting 11s for you. So for the home side, Bristol Manor Farm, all in yellow. 1 is Ben John. 2 Stuart Tovey. 3 Aaron Robbins. 4 Lloyd Mills. 5 Steve Kingdon, captain. 6 Chaz Hemmings. 7 Troy Simpson. 8 Jamie Adams. 9 Dean Stamp. 10 Owen Howe. 11 Ashley Kington. For the Rebels, it's Jack Turner in goal. 2 Sean Fraser. 3 George Wells. 4 is Guy Hollis. 5 Mark Nisbet, who's the captain. 6 Lee Togwell. 7 James Dobson. 8 Sam Togwell. 9 Manny Williams. 10 is Maddie Stevens. And 11 is Warren Harris. So those are your starting 11s for the 2 teams. We're just we've got the referee in place as well, so there you go. So Slough in there, obviously all away kit of all blue this evening. The home side are wearing all yellow, and we're just waiting for the referee to call the 2 captains over. Jack Turner just going to have a quick feel of the ball, and good afternoon to Mark Bailey who's listening in, and it's we're just here as the Mark Nisbet just with the captains here at the moment. We're just waiting for everything to kick off here, and we'll give you all the action as it happens. I do believe that the supporters coach may just have arrived. I can see they've just literally arrived just in time for kick off, so there you go. They must be a trouble finding it as well. I know I did. So the referee just going through a few things with the 2 captains here at the moment. I can tell you can see absolutely jack to the right. I ain't got a clue what's going to go on down this near hand side. Yeah, everyone's standing there right in the view, which isn't much use, but there you go. And the funny thing is, these are the director's seats, so as a director you wouldn't get much of a view here this evening, so there you go. But I think everyone's just waiting for the referee to decide which way they are going to shoot. So it looks as though the toss has been made, and it's Bristol Manor Farm who will have the kick-off, and Slough will be shooting from left to right for this first half. Where's the start button on this? Oh yeah, trying to find where. It's so dark I can't actually see anything. It looks like the Slough fans are just making their way back to the goal to my right. As we wait for the referee here, Mr. Gardner, to get tonight's game underway. There's lots of people just walking past. You're not going to see much for the moment. Well, you're not going to see anything, but there you go. And there you go, kick-off. There you go, and it's ball's here with the captain Kingdon. He immediately plays the ball down the far-hand side. George Wells up against the number 7, who's Simpson, who was wearing 8 in the previous game. He was playing more of an up-front off Howe, so we'll see how that goes this evening. The Bristol Manor fans, some of them have made the effort to go behind the goal. Most of them just stood in this view. Headed on here by Slough. It's come through and played towards Howe. Nisbet's there to hook the ball away. And it's over the head here, and Stevens with a chance to use his pace to get through against the goalkeeper. He gets almost gets through, and it's the centre-back of Mills who plays the ball out of play. It's out for a throw to the Rebels. It's roughly level the 18-yard box here. Early chance for Slough. Matty Stevens using his pace. Going to be Guy Hollis to put a long throw into the box here for the Rebels. He's just roughly about 10 yards away from the corner flag. Just arching his back on that far hand side. Puts the throw in. Nisbet can't get it. It's actually come off the head of a Bristol Manor Farm player. Sam Togwell try to get there first and does. Plays the ball out here to his brother Lee Togwell. And Lee chips the ball down the line, and now I can't see anything. I can tell you Manny Williams has ran towards it, but I guess it's gone out of play for a goal kick because all these people have just stood right in the way. Brilliant. You can't see. And so there you go. So it's out for a goal kick to the home side, Bristol Manor. They've got a big net behind the goal that they're shooting at, because right behind that net is the River Avon. So there you go. So we're not going to see much because we haven't got any kind of position. I can't stand off. I've got the computer on my lap, so it's a restricted view for everyone this evening. As the goalkeeper John puts this ball down here, and it comes off the head of Hemmings. Hemmings' ball is won back here by Warren Harris for Slough, and he wins a free kick for Slough just inside their own half. Hemmings has come in as the left winger here for Bristol Manor Farm. I think his name rings a bell. I think he played for Froome. Could well be the same Hemmings, but it's Fraser's going to leave this free kick for Jack Turner to take. Jack dressed all in blue this evening. Ball played out on the far hand side, looking for Dobson. Dobson flicks his header on, looking for Stevens. Little push in the back on Stevens, but Stevens wins the ball back. Flicks it out here to George Wells on the left hand side. Back into Dobson. It crosses in first time. Great ball in, and it's just over the head of everyone. Goes out of play for a goal kick to the home side. But again, Dobson whipping those balls in there. And it's Manny Williams and Warren Harris closest to the ball, but out of play for a goal kick to the home side. So like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us here, you can do. It's at MightFC Rebels Radio, all one word, all lowercase. That'll come through to us on Twitter, or if you are like many of the others who are listening in tonight, you can do so on the comments thing. Long kick here by John. It's flicked on by Guy Hollis. Comes through to Sean Fraser. He lashes the ball down the field. Ben Stevens underneath it. Tries to come through. It's on the left-hand side to Robbins. Robbins with the clearance down the field. And it's flicked on well by Simpson, trying to find Howe. Fraser's there from the right-back position. Clears that ball. And that goes over the head of the stand here and everyone in it. And Stockport County fan wants to know who's winning. We've only been playing a couple of minutes, mate. We've only had 3 minutes. 0-0 at the moment. And so good evening to everyone else who's listening. There's quite a lot of you on there who are listening in today, waiting for a ball to come in for this throw. Throw will come in from Robbins, the left back here. Takes it back here towards Kington. Kington plays the ball across here, looking for the right back Tovey. Tovey has plenty of time on the ball. Now closed down by Dobson. Ball played in, headed away easily by Nisbet. Only as far as Kington, who turns on the centre circle, plays it in here towards Hemmings, gets the ball back and tries to find the ball in. Warren Harris gets the first touch to it, but Hemmings wins it back here for Bristol Manor. And it's here with Kingston. It goes all the way back towards his goalkeeper, John. Stevens in chase for it and just put some pressure on the ball. Comes through to Tovey, who flicks it on first time. Wells comes across to see the ball, but it's kept in by Howard. Does well on the far hand side and then plays it in towards Stamp. Stamp trying to orchestrate. Ball over the top here and Simpson's on side. And just being forced wide here by Mark Nisbet. Simpson gets to the bar and he gets a good cross in, but Jack Turner's first to the ball. And it's a comfortable grasp for the Slough Town goalkeeper there and puts the ball down the field here looking for Stevens. Stevens being pulled back and wins a free kick here for Slough, 30 yards away from goal. And it will be it's kind of level with the left-hand goal post. So there you go. Slough fans just behind that goal, just trying to make a little bit of noise here this evening. And dark night here at Bristol Manor. Nice and cloudless, but the Slough fans making a bit of noise. It's Dobson standing over this free kick. No wall in front of him. And Dobson comes through and takes a shot, and he blazes that one over the top of the bar by a good couple of feet. But with no wall, it's the right thing to do is to have a shot there. But there you go. Mark wants to know, has the fellow with the drum started? The fellow with the drum was here when I got here at 5:30. So he's been here banging that drum all night. He's actually been on the TV as well, banging the drum and being interviewed. So there you go. Just a reminder, if the game finishes all square after 90 minutes, it will be extra time. And after that, if it's all square after extra time, penalties will loom. Ball's here in the centre of the field. Kingston with the ball over. It's offside against Howe, and that's a very tight decision there by the linesman. And it's a free kick here for the Rebels. Jack Turner, the goalkeeper, will come across to take this free kick. He's all dressed in his dark blue this evening. Plays the ball here, looking for Warren Harris. Comes off the head of Harris. And Williams tries to keep the ball in, but it's gone out of play for a goal kick. No, honestly, I really can't see anything that goes down that near right-hand side. Unfortunately, it's just... they've got some yellow hatchings, but it's just down that front bit, and people have just stood there and nothing to see. So if I know that the Slough joint manager Neil Baker's listening, if you could kindly tell Slough to attack down the left-hand side for the first half, it'd be great, and then we can see what's going on, pass that information on, then I can give you a bit more commentary of the game. Still waiting for this goalkeeper to take this goal kick here for Bristol Manor. Aimed in here, Guy Hollis with the header away, comes into the centre where it's been won here by Sam Todd, but loses the ball out to Kingston. Kingston playing quite a central position here. Ball here for Dobson to chase, goes all the way back to the goalkeeper from Kingdon, and it's a clearance by him. It'll go straight out of play, and that'll be a throw to the Rebels. And not many of the Bristol Manor Farm fans like to go behind the goal. Quick throw here towards Turner, chased down by Simpson, over the head of Williams. Togwell gets a touch to it, but it's one back here in the centre by Adams. Adams' ball though runs all the way through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal, and it's played through here, intercepted by Tovey, but Williams wins it back for Slough on the left hand side, finds Dobson. Dobson has a bit of space, got Wells on the own, back heels it into his path. Wells with the crossing, comes into the centre for Stevens. Stevens can't get the best of shots away, comes round to Stevens, who wins the ball again. Back here on the far hand side and crossed into the box, just over the goalkeeper. He just grasped it underneath the thing there, and it's the goalkeeper John with a long clearance down the field here. Simpson again trying to flick it on. Well, won again by Guy Hollis, only as far as Adams. Adams flicks it in towards Kingston. Kingston challenged by Lee Togwell. Ball's won by Manny Williams, who's just got caught there, but the ball's come out to Hollis. Hollis finds Warren Harris. Harris surrounded by three players, running down that near hand side. Cut still pass, but then Hemmings gets a touch to it. It's here with Stamp down the line here for Howard to chase. Hollis comes across, clears it back towards the goalkeeper Turner, and Turner spreads it out first time. Looking for the ball here, trying to find Dobson. Dobson does get the ball here on that left-hand side. Edge of the box. Up here against Tovey, trying to turn past him. Tovey's done really well to hold him off. That's good defending by the right back, but Dobson's still going to have a go. Dives in there, and that's a foul by James Dobson there, and he just goes over to pull the player up to his feet. But good defending by the right back Tovey there. And unfortunately, some of the fans who was just standing in the way have just been told to stand back, and now they're standing even more in the way. So it's just great. As we wait for this free kick to come in. The goalkeeper will take it. It's a free kick inside his own half, just 5 yards outside of his penalty area. Another train going past. It's got absolutely no one on it. Ball played in here towards Hemmings. Hemmings' header is one back here by Warren Harris, who clears this one long here for Stevens to chase. Stevens just comes down this near hand side. Can't see anything. Headed away by Kingdon, and Slough will have a throw level with the 18-yard box. And they're going to just going to see if we can see who's going to take it. I think Sean Fraser's going to be the player that comes across to take this throw. So it'll be a short throw in. Good afternoon to Tim, Mark, Ian, David Randall. Just going to wait for this throw. Comes into the box, headed away, comes only as far as Lee Togwell. Plays it back out here towards Sean Fraser. Fraser's got Warren Harris somewhere down that near hand side. I can't see anything, but it's balls with Warren Harris, that's all I know. He's trying to get a cross in, and it's gone out. The referee's blown for a free kick to the home side, Bristol Manor. Mickey H. Vjungi is listening from Sweden, so there you go. We get all over the place here on Rebels Radio. So it's going to be a free kick to the near the corner flag, which the goalkeeper John will come and take. And that's all I can tell you, because can't see. And it's a long kick by him again, aimed towards Hemmings. Hemmings flicks the ball on. Simpson jumps into Sean Fraser to commit a foul, and it's a free kick to the Rebels, halfway inside their half. And Jack Turner's the player that comes across to take this free kick. And it's a long kick by him. Again aimed towards Dobson on that far hand side. Left by him, Tovey with the header away, but that goes out of play for a throw to the Rebels on the far hand side, just around about 10 yards inside their own half. And it's through in towards Dobson. Dobson can't play the ball down. It's cleared in the end. Here looking for the run of Howe. Howe on the far hand side holds the ball up well, plays it into Simpson. Simpson's a mile offside, and it's well picked up by the linesman on that far side, and it is a free kick to the Rebels just outside their 18-yard box. And again, Turner will be the player that comes across to take this free kick. So that takes it short here towards George Wells. Wells 10 yards inside his own half, under pressure immediately, has to go back to Turner, and Turner just being told where to place this ball, plays it in looking for Dobson. Dobson flicking it on, trying to find the run of Williams. Hooked clear by Mills, headed away by Lee Togwell, flicked on by Tovey, comes into the centre where Hemmings gets a touch to it, headed away by into the path of Stamp here, and it's the left back Robbins now with the ball, comes back inside back here again towards Stamp. Stamp trying to orchestrate with the ball down the line here for Hollis to chase up against Howe. And it's played in towards Fraser, who clears up towards Manny Williams. Williams trying to hold the ball up, plays it in here towards Sam Togwell. In here towards Lee Togwell. Little ball out, finds Warren Harris. Harris with the urge to run at the defence down this right hand side to the bit where we can't see. Has the ball in, and he's got two players with him. Sean Fraser's here to help out, and it's Fraser that has the ball in towards Lee Togwell. Togwell's ball trying to find Dobson. Cut out, but only as far as Warren Harris on the edge of the box. Plays it in, headed across the goal though, and it's come back here, and it's hooked clear by the left back Robbins, only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet's head is headed on by Togwell. Stevens trying to get there. Stevens comes from an offside position and commits a foul. Whichever way, it's a free kick to the home side. 0-0 here at the moment, and we've played roughly 13 minutes. So a lot of fans just making their way down to go behind the goal that Bristol Manor are attacking. Ball played in, looking for Hemmings, who keeps the ball in. But it's played in here, headed away by Hollis. Comes as far as Robbins, just inside his own half. Chased down by Stevens. Back here towards Kingdon, who's the captain. Plays it back towards the goalkeeper here. So happy to let the goalkeeper have the ball here. And he just has the ball at his feet, outside of the edge of his area. Plays again, looking for Hemmings here. Hemmings a lot taller than Sean Fraser, but can't win the header. It's gone out of play for a throw to Slough, deep inside their own half. And I really can't see anything to either side now, so hopefully when the second half kicks off they'll all move somewhere decent. It's a throw to Slough, and I would guess by the fact that no one else is standing there, it's going to be Guy Hollis who takes this throw. And Sam Togwell just comes over to add some height. It's volleyed clear by Robbins back into the air, and It's come through, flicked on here towards Jack Turner, who comes across and clears long for Slough, looking for Matty Stevens. Underneath it is Kingdon, heads the ball away, and it's out for a throw to the Rebels. Slough putting a bit of pressure on here at the moment, and Sean Fraser is the player that comes across to take this one, 20 yards away from the goal here, just waiting for a ball to come through for him to take the throw. And this throw finds Togwell. It's not the best of balls, and it's hooked clear by Stamp. Turner comes way out of his box to clear this ball long down here. Chase for Stevens to come into, but the goalkeeper... Oh, he's dropped the ball in front of the goal. Stevens with a chance. He doesn't get another... He's still going. He's trying to turn. Still has the ball. Takes a shot. It's blocked on the line. And a mistake. Lee Togwell heads the ball in, looking for his brother Sam. Sam wins the ball back. Lee played it out here towards George Wells. Wells bringing the ball forward here for Sam. Takes a shot from distance. Oh, what a goal that is from George Wells from 30 yards out. It's a low one that's driven hard past John in the Bristol Manor goal, and Slough have taken the lead on, let me tell you that one, I can't see, but I think that's 15 minutes. There you go, 15 minutes, and it's George Wells with his first of the season, and it's a 30-yarder by the left back there that had John beaten down to his low post, and Nestle's in the back, and it's Slough with the early lead here, but let's not get too excited because Slough had the lead early on Saturday and didn't make it count, but good start for the Rebels so far. Stevens had the ball kicked off the line, but it's still 1-0 to the Rebels here, so the ball's here with Kington. Kington trying to orchestrate the play from a central midfield position. Play back to Kingdon, the captain. Plays it out on the far hand side looking for Simpson. Simpson up against Wells. Wells with the header away. Dobson tries to keep the ball in and does. Finds Manny Williams. Williams trying to turn and hold the ball up. Oh, Williams does really well. Just gets tackled there, and it's a foul by Williams for a free kick on the number 11, Ashley Kington. And it's going to be taken quickly here, trying to find Stamp, but headed away by Guy Hollis. Sam Togwell there to flick the ball on, trying to find Stevens. Stevens trying to get to the ball. Back out here towards the left back, Robbins. Robbins looking for someone to play the ball into. Plays it in here, but in. It's played one in, but Slough got a leg to it. Only as far as Adams. In here towards Stamp. Stamp trying to cross the ball in on the far hand side. Over the head of Wells, but it's volleyed clear by Nisbet. Not the best of clearances, but Dobson gets there first. And commits a foul on Howe for a free kick to Bristol Manor Farm, roughly 25 yards away from goal. As Dobson went to hook the clearance from Mark Nisbet wasn't the best, and Dobson tried to get there first. Howe got his leg in the way, and Dobson just caught his leg, and it's that's why it's a free kick. It's quite wide, level with the tram line of the 18-yard box, and it's Kington standing over this free kick here for the home side. They've got some height in there as well. The number 6 Hemmings is mostly the tallest player out there. And Kingdon, the captain, has gone forwards along with Mills. As the ball comes in, it comes all the way... Oh, wow, that was a cracking delivery in there. It's missed by every single player. Howe at the far post just couldn't get to it. And Slough are quite lucky there that no one got a touch to that, because that went all the way through. Both the offence and the defence of both sides there, and that's a little bit of a let off there, because a touch there from a player from Bristol Manor, that could have been goal bound, but as it is, it's still 1-0 to the Rebels here at the moment. And Jack Turner will get this game back underway with this goal kick. Good evening to Colin Davis, Ben Brandt, who's listening. Monument 2003, I don't know what that is. Ball headed by Mills, only as far as Dobson. Oh, Dobson tries to go past. It's well intercepted by Tovey, and it's cleared by Kington. Down the line here for Simpson to chase. Simpson up against Nisbet. Goes down that near hand. Oh, Simpson skips past him easily and gets a shot. Oh, he gets a shot in, but it's too high. And I think the glory just got in front of him there. If he'd have crossed it to the far post, he would have seen the fact that there was a spare player at the back post, but he had the shot. It went way over the top of the bar. It's out for a goal kick to the Rebels. Good evening to David Shaw, Andy Biddle, Sharon Biddle, Stuart Bricky, and you're all on there listening in, so thank you very much. And feel free to just say where you are, Mark Hardison. Just say where you are. If you're listening from somewhere strange, just tell me. If you're watching... Ball come into Manny Williams. Going to be left here by Dobson. Dobson's shot cannons off the right back Tovey, and it's out of play for A throw to Slough right by the corner flag here. It's going to be taken quickly by Slough in towards Dobson. Dobson finds a bit of space here towards Sam Togwell. Back into Dobson, leaves it for Lee Togwell. Lee Togwell's shot is blocked, and that'll be out for the first corner of the game here to the Rebels. And Slough just putting the pressure on here, but again, need to do what they didn't do on Saturday, and that's really to get second goal here. Their pressure is coming in. It's going to be James Dobson who goes across to take this corner. So an in-swinging corner here for the Rebels. Nisbet's gone forward to for Slough. And it's Dobson. An out-swinging corner here, sorry, for Slough. Nisbet peels to the back post. It's a little bit too high for him, but he'll try and keep the ball in on the far-hand side, but he can't do it. And it rolls out of play for a throw to Bristol Manor, deep inside their own half. And the idea was there for Slough, but just not the execution. And it's a throw for Bristol Manor down here on this near-hand side where our main stand is. And it'll be the left-back Robbins to take. Comes off the head of Warren Harris. Hollis is there for Slough. Brings the ball out and runs forwards with the ball. Finds Dobson in the centre. Just hits him on the thigh there, and it's one back here by Kingdon. Kingdon with the ball out here looking for Stamp. Stamp just takes two players out of the game with a lovely ball. Ball over the top here for Howard to chase. Goalkeeper's got to come out, and he's given a free kick as the referee for the challenge by Jack Turner. It's on the edge of the penalty area. I personally didn't think it was a foul, but we do remember Eastbourne. So it looks as though the referee is going to give a card. So we're just going to see what is going to go on, but it's Jack Turner who gets a yellow card. And he gets that yellow card. I can't even see what the time is. 21 minutes. So it's Jack Turner who gets the yellow card. It's a free kick on the edge of the area here for Bristol Manor Farm. So now we're just a one-man wall. Max Stevens has been called back in to make it a two-man wall here for the Rebels. Standing over it again is Kington. And Slough just with some defending to do here at the moment. As the cross comes into the box, it goes all the way around. It's sucked off the line by Lee Togwell for Slough. And we'll play forward for Manny Williams to chase. He's on his own. Ball's been headed back towards the goalkeeper, but Slough, the ball just didn't have enough shot on it, and Lee Togwell had time to hook the ball clear. And the ball's played forwards here by the goalkeeper John. Comes off the head of Howe, but it will run through to George Wells, who just cushions, headers it back into Jack Turner, the Slough goalkeeper. And it's picks the ball up after Adams chases him down. And then plays a long ball down the field here, looking for Dobson, headed away by Toville. Come out here towards Kington, who keeps the ball in play. Has the ball here, trying to chip the ball in towards Stamp. Stamp tries to make a little bit of space. Does well to invade the challenge. Lee Togwell still running with the ball. Turns into Manny Williams, who wins the ball back here for Slough. And Williams gets challenged, but the ball finds Stevens. Stevens got Warren Harris. Harris trying to get through to the ball. A little mistake in the box, and the goalkeeper has to come out. It's spoken here to Manny Williams. Williams trying to get the cross in to Stevens. Stevens heads it, bounces around. Oh, and it's the goalkeeper saves it on the line, John. It wasn't the best of opportunities for Slough. It took a deflection off Warren Harris. Went goalwards. He didn't really get much of a contact on it, and John acrobatically has to come back across his line to save the ball. Plays it down the field looking for Simpson, headed away by Wells. Sam Togwell heads the ball on, flicked on here to Stevens, but Dobson tries to come in with a high foot. He's got to be careful there. Long ball forwards here for Simpson to win the header on, and it's flicked on by Howe, only as far as Nisbet to clear. Oh, a little ricochet there, bounces in, and Nisbet has to try and stop the ball. It's blocked in the end by Lee Togwell. And Slough was just the ricochet not going away. Togwell clears down, looking for Stevens over his head, and runs through to the goalkeeper John, who immediately throws the ball out here for Robbins, the left back, to come down. Stevens chases him down, but played in here, and it's given away here to Sean Fraser. Fraser finding Sam Togwell in towards Warren Harris, back here towards Lee Togwell. Togwell with the ball forward, trying to find a run of Stevens, but it just skips past him and into the arms of the goalkeeper Ben John. And Slough had two efforts cleared off the line. They've also cleared one off the line themselves. Still 1-0 here to the Rebels. Long ball down the field here, looking for Simpson. Over the head of everyone. Good shout from Jack Turner. And Hollis ducks underneath it, and he bounces through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. he'll just wait a little bit and give Slough a little bit of time to get further back up the field here. As Turner looks to play this long ball down. Again looking for Dobson on that left-hand side. Dobson does really well. Flicks the ball on. Comes here towards Williams. Williams tries to find Wells. Wells with the ball into the box. Oh, and he's crossed it with the outside of his foot. I'm going to tell you there's 1, 2, 3. A train has just gone past with 4 carriages. It's only got 3 people on it. I mean, come on. What's going on with the trains? Not that that's got anything to do with football, but George Wells' cross just eluded and went out of play. But for those of you who are train enthusiasts, just to let you know, that train went past with just 3 people on. As John takes this goal kick, that's going to be kept in well by him. Well, I try to say kept in well. He hits it and just skims off the top of his head and goes out of play. And it's a throw here to Slough. 10 yards inside their own half. Guy Hollis is the player to take it. Throws it back here towards Jack Turner. Ball just bobbles here and he gets a volley of the clearance down the field. Looking for Stevens, headed away by the captain Kingdon. It'll be out of play for a throw to Slough. And lots of people saying hope that Neil Baker gets well. I know your temperature was high on Saturday, Bakes, but I didn't realise it would carry on for the rest of the week. But quick throw here by Sean Fraser, trying to find Stevens. Comes back out here towards Stamp. Stamp under pressure from a couple of players. One back here by Sam Togwell. Plays the ball in, but only as far as Adams. Adams' ball finds Simpson. Simpson holds it up here back in towards Hemmings tries to play it out on the far hand side, but George Wells intercepts and plays it down here looking for James Dobson. Headed away and it only comes out as far as Manny Williams. Williams trying to play the ball in here for Stevens. Stevens is offside. Don't even need to see the linesman, I can tell that. And it's out of play and it'll be a free kick to Bristol Manor inside their own penalty box. And the goalkeeper will be the player that comes across to take this. And it's John with this long kick here. Free header here for Mark Nisbet. Heads it on. Only as far as Adams. Adams' header is headed on by Lee Togwell. Bit of head to head. Hemmings with the next one. Lee Togwell with the next header. Trying to find Stevens. Stevens trying to look for a foul. It's headed away by Tovey. Flicked on by Kington. George Wells is the player that intercepts. Just gets a little nudge on the back there. Plays the ball down the field. Stevens won't chase that one. He goes straight out of play for a throw to the home side. Roughly about 15 yards away from their own corner flag. And it'll be Tovey to take the throw on the far right hand side. Throws the ball in. Headed away by Lee Togwell. Back again by Tovey. It's Howe with the header. Little header there by Sam Togwell trying to find his brother Lee. Lee keeps the ball in on the far side, finds Dobson. Dobson's little flick sells Lee Togwell short, and it's a chance for Bristol Manor's attack here. Ball now into Stamp. Stamp playing like a deep number 9 kind of role. Ball played in. Oh, great spot by Guy Hollis. He read the ball well. Got caught there as he went to win it, and it's a free kick to Slough. Roughly 15 yards inside their own half again. They'll leave it for Jack Turner to come across to take. The trouble is there's not many players forwards for Slough at the moment. Slough getting back in numbers when Bristol Manor have the ball on the attack. And Jack Turner will take this free kick for the Rebels. Turner again just aiming this ball long into the box. That's a really good ball. Headed away by Kingston to the edge of the area to Warren Harris. Oh, he shoots a great shot and it's tipped over by John. That's an excellent volley by Warren Harris, who can score some goals, but an equally great save there by the goalkeeper. Tips that one over and it's out for a corner. And this time it'll be on the near hand side. Dobson will make his way slowly over to this near side to take this corner. I don't need to see it. I can see he's walking over, so I know it's him. And Alex Kaz wants to know what the attendance is. Well, normally they get about 180, but I reckon there's a good 350, 360 here tonight. And wait for Dobson to take this in-swinging corner here. And Slough fans just making a little bit of noise. Very quiet here. Plays to the far post. Warren Harris can't keep that in. It's way over the actual edge of the box. And out of play for a goal kick to the home side. Colin Davis wants to know if the 3 people on the train will be added to the attendance. I'm not sure, but I think a letter to the railway authorities tomorrow might be in place. That's 8 carriages that have gone past with just 3 people on it. So John takes this kick. It's hipped away by Nisbet. Bounces in the middle. It's one back here by Adams. Finds Hemmings. Hemmings immediately under pressure from Slough. And played here towards Robbins. Robbins down the line looking for Stamp. Nice challenge, shoulder to shoulder challenge by Hollis. Wins the ball and finds Sean Fraser. Fraser trying to find Steve. Stevens surrounded by 3 players. Runs down this near hand side. Looking for a foul, and it's a foul by Matt Stevens. And good evening to Abbo, who's on his way to pick up some friends from Portugal. He's listening in at the airport. Maybe we should try and sneak into the sound room, communication room, to put it through the tannoys at Heathrow Airport. That's what we want. As John takes this free kick, aimed again towards Hemmings, who wins the ball. Simpson tries to win the next header. It's Fraser just stood up right in the way, and I can't see anything. Come on. Oh, I think it's gone out for a corner. Sorry, I think it's actually a throw right by the corner flag. Sorry, people just stood up in the way there, couldn't see. It's a throw for Bristol Manor Farm, right by the corner flag of Slough's left-hand side. And it's taken short in here. Ball trading comes off Sam Togwell. It's Manny Williams who wins it. Tries to clear it just on his own, that 18-yard box. And although he hooks the ball clear, it's gone out of play for a throw. I'm just waiting for a ball to come in. And it's Robbins to take this throw, 15 yards inside the Slough half. Eventually he'll take the throw here. And his throw finds Stamp on the edge, plays it back here towards Robbins. Robbins cross comes in, Nisbet heads the ball away. It's come off the foot there, and it's Sam Togwell can't get it. The ball ricochets kindly to Stevens. He finds Manny Williams. Williams will play it here towards Dobson. Dobson got a chance to run down this left hand side, keeps the ball in. And Dobson looks up, crosses first time, trying to find Stevens. And Stevens just being well marshalled there by Kingdon. And it's gone over the head of him and gone out of play for a goal kick to the home side. I lost the thing. Where's the thing? I have got a good half-time quiz for you this evening as well. I haven't forgotten you. Coming up to 31 minutes gone here. It's Bristol Manor Farm 0, Slough Town 1. The goal coming from George Wells on 15 minutes. And it's Ben John to take this goal kick here for the home side. And John plays the ball high into the air. Hemmings again does well to flick the header on. Simpson wins the next one, but it's only going to be one back here by Hollis. And Hollis plays it off the back of a Bristol Manor Farm player. Ball thrown forwards here. Comes Kingdon, can't get the best of headers to it. Stevens jumps in it, takes the deflection, comes here towards Hemmings. Hemmings turns, tries to play the ball down the line towards Simpson. Simpson holds the ball up really well. Plays it in here to Stamp. Stamp plays it in here. Oh, he just tried to find Howe. Howe was actually offside, but Turner was very quick to come out of his box to intercept, but he was offside anyway, so he didn't need to. But Slough playing a tight high line. That's how they conceded the first goal on Saturday, so got to be careful here. Turner will take this free kick. Plays it in with some power, looking for Dobson. Comes off the head of Tovey, heads it into the penalty area. Stevens underneath it, tries to get the ball in. Comes out here towards Sam Togwell. Little cushion ball finds Manny Williams. Williams makes a bit of space. It takes a deflection, and it skims out for a corner to Slough. And a good defensive block there. This time by Mills. It's out for a corner here on the near hand side. Dobson again coming to take it. It will be an in-swinging corner. Slough's fans just stood one by one next to each other behind that goal. Not much terracing here at Bristol Manor Farm. And it's Dobson to take this in-swinging corner for Slough. It's right in the box. Comes all the way across here, and it's hooked clear in the end, only as far as Wells. Wells going to look to have another go? No, he's going to play it back out here towards Dobson. Dobson crosses first time. Ball headed away, and it's going to come out here on the far-hand side to Kington. Kington will keep the ball in here, plays it down the field, but Simpson was offside, and it's gone all the way out of play for a goal kick to Slough. Just heavily played there by Kington. And Turner will come across to take this goal kick for Slough, coming up to 33 minutes of this first half of this Emirates FA Cup tie. Remember, it's level at 90 minutes, will be extra time, and if it's level after that, penalties. Turner's long ball down the field. Comes off the head of Kingdon. It's headed on by Stevens, not the best of header. Kingdon gets a second chance to head away. It's ball bouncing around. Hemmings heads it away. Fraser tries to win it. Flicked on by Stamp towards Simpson. Ball played in here. Howes offside again. This time it's a real high line by Slough, almost on the centre circle line. And the referee lets play continues. The ball's here with Jack Turner. His ball downfield. Again looking for Dobson. Comes off the head of Tovey. Dobson can't keep it in, but it's a throw to Slough anyway, down that left-hand side. Dobson takes it quickly, trying to find Stevens, but Stamp comes across and clears. Ball over the top of everyone, and Sean Fraser comes across too, and has plenty of time to control the ball. And then plays it down here for Stevens. Stevens does well to create a bit of space. Holds it in towards Sam Togwell, into Manny Williams. Manny Williams flick, finding Stevens, gets a little ricochet here. Kind of played it back in towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris! And that's the second goal that Slough wanted. And it's come from Warren Harris. Great work by Matty Stevens down that near-hand side, inside the penalty box. There was a slip in there by Kingdon, I think it was, as he went to clear. And Stevens just played it in towards Warren Harris. And Harris, from around 10 yards out, fires it into the empty net. That goal on 35 minutes. Slough with their second of the game. And Warren Harris's second goal of the season for Slough. So Slough now with a 2-goal lead. And lots of you can tell we're in a stand with all of the lots of, if you are picking up any rude words, my apologies, but there's a little bit of swearing going on by some of the Bristol Manor players as they're trying to G each other up. And they have the kick-off. It's played in here quickly towards Simpson. Simpson trying to run through. Great challenge by Guy Hollis. Wins the ball. In towards Sam Togwell. Finds Stevens. Stevens holding the ball up. Plays it in. Little ball in here towards Dobson. It's now a chance to run here. Dobson plays it out towards Wells. Wells just has to try and put his foot down. Keeps the ball in on the far-hand side. Does well. Just challenged, though, by Adams. And the ball will come here to Lee Togwell in front of Kington. Finds his brother Sam. Sam back into... just nutmegs the referee there. Back in towards Dobson. Dobson crosses first time. Not the best of clearances, but it does find Hemmings, and Hemmings can bring the ball out for Bristol Manor. Skips past the challenge of Sam Togwell. Plays it in here before Howe, but Hollis is there for Slough, and it's cleared by Hollis. Last touch comes off the Bristol Manor forwards. It's out for a throw to Slough. And I thought it was either a free kick to Slough or a throw to Bristol Manor, and he's given a throw to Slough. So there you go. What can you do? As we wait for this throw to come in from Sean Fraser. I was going to leave it for Guy Hollis, who just comes across to take this throw. And Hollis, long throw in here. Headed away by Robbins. On towards Simpson. Simpson heads it up in the air. Nisbet gets a touch to it, but only as far as Stamp. Stamp just inside. Togwell gets a touch to it as well. Wins it back, but it skims off the surface, and Adams plays it out here towards Tovey. Tovey hits it first time, but that will run all the way through to Jack Turner, who's come out of his goal. He hooks the ball back in here, but he's out of position. Hemmings with the header on. Simpson trying to find Stamp. Stamp first to the ball here, down this left-hand side. Plays it down here for Hemmings to chase. Hemmings cuts back inside, has the ball at his feet, back here towards Stamp. Stamp finding Adams. Adams, turns Sam Togwell easily. Has the ball here, takes a shot from 30-odd yards, but it's well wide of the goal. And there's a little bit of afters in the box here between Mark Nisbet and Owen Howe, which the referee has seen. The two of them are on the ground. Simpson's going to get a yellow card, I think, for something that he's just said to the referee, as the referee has gone to sort that out. Yeah, Simpson gets a yellow card for dissent. And the referee just going to call over Owen Howe and Mark Nisbet. And for some reason he's calling over George Wells. I'm not quite sure why he calls Wells over, because it was clearly Nisbet who was the person who was involved. But there you go. And the referee just looks like he's going to give a talking to both players, and they kind of shake hands and bump fists or whatever and walk off. But it will be a goal kick here to the Rebels. And we're on around about, it's so dark here, it's about 38 or 39 minutes. I ain't got a clue. Jack Turner to take this goal kick here for Slough. Aimed again towards Stevens. Stevens beaten to the ball by Mills. The header only comes out as far as Warren Harris. Lovely touch by him. Controls the ball in towards Warren to Sean Fraser. Sean Fraser trying to find Manny Williams. Williams does well to turn and play the block out here towards Warren Harris. Harris down this right hand side. He's got two players near him. Can't see. Gets across in, headed away by Adams, and Kington can bring the ball out here for Bristol Manor. It's been closed down by a couple of Slough players. Back out here towards the right back, Tovey. Tovey's ball forwards, headed away by Mark Nisbet. Flicked on by Lee Togwell. Come to Manny Williams. Little cushion header by him finds Dobson. Dobson's first time ball for Stevens. Stevens is offside, surely. But it goes through to the goalkeeper, John, anyway. And his long kick down the field, headed away by Guy Hollis. Guy Hollis gets the second one, even puts it even higher up. Then Togwell gets caught, but the header comes back towards Guy Hollis, cuts inside, plays it out, stretches and plays the ball straight out of play for a goal. So a throw to Bristol Manor just inside the Slough half. And it's Tovey, the right back, with this throw just inside there, in towards Kington. Kington overruns it. Manny Williams tries to get there, and the ball just ricochets here towards Mills, the centre back. Finds Adams. Adams with the ball back out towards Tovey. Oh, lovely ball here, crossed into the path of Robbins. Robbins got a chance to bring it ball forward, shoots from distance, and Turner blocks it off the line by Slough. Bristol Manor appealing for a penalty. It was off the line. I honestly couldn't see who it was. Turner made a save. The ball was rebounding and it was headed on by Howe. It was off the line by Slough defender. But the ball's here with Dobson. Played it in towards Matt Stevens. Matty Stevens finding Manny Williams. Oh, he skips past the challenge there. He's got Warren Harris in the middle if he needs him. Manny Williams with the ball on the edge of the box. He's got Dobson on the open. Oh, lovely little run by Dobson. Dobson trying to cut in. It's out for a corner to Slough. And some of the players having to go at the linesman there. The referee, I honestly can't tell you who it was that headed it off the line, but Turner made the save. The ball ricocheted up in the air, and it was Howe that headed it goalwards, and there was an appeal for a penalty, but it was headed off the line by Slough. The second time that they've had to clear off their own lines. That's 2 each of the lines so far this evening. Dobson will take this corner on the far hand side, and it'll be an outswinging corner here. It's played into the box. Togwell tries to head the ball on. It's gone out of play for a goal kick. So Slough 2-0 up as we're into 41 minutes here. So 4 minutes of this second half still to go. And it's just waiting for the goalkeeper to bring this ball over. And everyone literally stood in every outfield player is inside the centre circle. That's where they all are. Ball played in here looking for Howe. Howe is beaten to the ball by Nisbet. Ball play forward here for Stevens to chase. It's come off the head of Kingdon. His centre-back partner Mills heads it back towards his goalkeeper, who chases to keep the ball. Oh, he's gone out of his penalty area, has he? The Slough bench certainly think that John slipped as he caught the ball and fell out of his area, but nothing from the linesman on the far side. Got no chance of seeing that, but the ball bouncing around there. It's a foul there by Owen Howe. I don't understand what that was for. I think the ball just ricocheted off his hand maybe, but it was accidental. But free kick to Slough, halfway inside their own half. And see, people are going I'll be able to see down this near outside in a second, because we're all going to go and get some half-time burgers. But it's Jack Turner here with the free kick here for Slough. And his ball goes all the way through, skips off the surface, and goes out for a goal kick. And don't forget, we do have that half-time quiz that you'll be... I know you all love the half-time quiz. I think this one's actually quite a good one. And I must admit there are 2 very hard questions in there. But I thought they were hard. But that's because I'm thick. Quick ball here, quickly played out by the goalkeeper John. Aimed towards Howe. Howe heads it the wrong way, and it comes here towards Manny Williams inside the centre circle of the Bristol Manor. Oh, shrugs off a couple of challenges. Still turns. Has the ball with his feet. Finds in towards Stevens. The ball comes in towards Warren Harris. Tackles sliding in. The ball being won back by Slough. We're back here with Manny Williams. Williams shoots from distance. It's blocked by Robbins. Comes out here towards Sean Fraser, and he'll go back towards Lee Togwell. Togwell will spread the ball out to Dobson, who's hit it a bit hard. Dobson does well to keep the ball in, but turns, has plenty of time in front of him here, and plays it in towards Sam Togwell. Sam Togwell on into the opposition area. Play back here to his brother Lee. Lee spreads it out towards George Wells, scorer of the first goal of the evening. Wells, his cross is played into the edge of the box from Manny Williams. Manny Williams trying to hold the ball. Oh, he almost played the ball in, intercepted well by Tovey, and then Lee Togwell tries to get there. The ball's here with Adams. Adams can bring the ball forward here now. Brilliantly intercepted by Sean Fraser, who just turned, read the ball well, can bring the ball out and finds Warren Harris, score of that second goal for Slough. Warren Harris going down the near hand side. Can't see anything down there, so make it up as you go along. Ball played in towards Sam Togwell. Ball comes back towards Warren Harris. Chris' first time. It's been played across here, and Stamp tries to keep the ball in, and it's down by the corner side. He's cleared down the field, only as far as Lee Togwell. Shrugs off the challenge of Simpson, hits it straight, almost hits our commentary position, comes off the back of Simpson and goes out of play for a throw. And just waiting for the ball to come in before we can start. We're just going to wait to see if there are any added time on the far hand side. It's going to be Guy Hollis that will take the throw for Slough. No, it's not. Sean Fraser going to take it. Oh, no, Guy Hollis is going to take it. Who's going to take it? Guy Hollis is going to take it. There we go. We got there in the end. Hollis with this long throw aimed into the box towards Stevens. Kingdon headers it across. Lee Togwell's first to the ball for Slough. Played over the top here for Warren Harris to come down the right hand side. Harris gets across in towards Manny Williams. Manny Williams with a chance. He plays it across. He's hit it too far. It'll come out though towards Dobson. Dobson hits it and it's just over the top of the bar and out with several players just trying to block his shot there. He needs to put a bit of height on it. But out and over for a goal kick, where you will see that there are 2 minutes of added time to play here in this first half. And we're waiting for the goal kick to come in from Ben John, the Bristol Manor goalkeeper. And a long ball down played for him, looking for Simpson. Simpson trying to hold the ball up, comes to Kington. Kington stretches and manages to dig the ball out here towards Dean Stamp. Stamp here down this left hand side, trying to cut back past Sean Fraser. Fraser standing with him. Stamp goes across, hits it straight at Sam Togwell. It falls here to Manny Williams. Back in towards Lee Togwell. Finds Dobson. Dobson inside his own half. Lead the ball behind Manny Williams. But Williams tries to get there. Stevens will try and chase the ball across. I think someone in front of me has farted. It stinks. Ball played out and it's gone all the way out of play for a throw to Slough. And it's a quick throw here for George Wells. In towards Lee Togwell. Wells hammers it down the field. It's flicked on by Dobson, and Stevens is offside. And it'll be a free kick to the home side, where I can't even see. I think we've got about 45 seconds of this first half remaining. It will be Kingdon to take this free kick for the home side. And he eventually takes this free kick, aimed towards Hemmings. Free header though for Warren Harris to head the ball away. It'll come here towards Matt Stevens. Stevens in the centre circle. Holds the ball up. Plays it here towards Warren Harris. Harris tries to put the Perners on to keep this ball in. Keeps the ball in, but he plays it down the field. Manny Williams will chase this one into the corner up against Adams. I can't tell what's going on, but I think Manny Williams has won the ball down the near hand side. He's coming towards the edge of the box. Still has the ball in towards Warren Harris. Harris trying to get his cross in. It's blocked by one of the several Bristol Manor players playing deep. Ball played forwards. Wells with the header away. It'll come out towards Dobson, and it doesn't matter because that is the half-time whistle here at the Creek, home of Bristol Manor Farm. At half-time, it's Slough Town 2 with a 2-goal lead against Bristol Manor. Bristol Manor Farm 0, Slough Town 2. The goals coming from George Wells on 15 and on 35 from Warren Harris. That's the score here today. There's quite a lot of you on the chat room today, so quite a few of you. So let's see if you can have a go at our half-time quiz that we'll have for you in a second. Just a couple of things for you, that the winners of this tie will be away to Eastbourne Borough, and that will be on the 20th of October. So people standing up right in front of us here. The 20th of October we when the next round is. If Slough win tonight, so they will be away to Eastbourne Borough on the 20th of October. If Slough were to lose tonight, they will be at home to Truro on the 20th of October. So there will be a game for the Rebels. It'll either be away in the FA Cup or home in the National League South. So on to our half-time quiz, which I know you're all waiting for with bated breath, or you're just wanting to see who's got the best signature dish on British Bake Off. So, this is what we've got for you. I want you to tell me which footballers have written these autobiographies. Now, we're just going to wait for the really loud, noisy man with the drum to come past. So, and he still thinks that Bristol Man are going to do it, which is nice to see a bit of positive attitude. Right, so all I want you to do, I've got 5 titles of footballers' autobiographies. All you need to do is tell me who wrote them, or ghost wrote them, or whatever they do. But whose are these autobiographies? Okay, so that's all you need to do. You can contact us on Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio, or you can use the commentary chat room thingy to do it. So question number 1, the book is, and it's a 2018 book, because I'm going to give you a nice easy one, is How to Be a Footballer. Which footballer's autobiography is called How to Be a Footballer? Number 2 is which footballer's autobiography is called Goodfella. So which footballer's autobiography is called Goodfella? So no cheating, I don't mean looking up online and doing this. Number 3, which footballer's autobiography is called Stillness and Speed? So which footballer's autobiography is called Stillness and Speed? Number 4, which footballer's autobiography was called My Turn? So which footballer's autobiography was called My Turn? And just a nice easy one for you, the last one. Which footballer's, because you're bound to get this one, which footballer's autobiography was called Any Given Saturday? So which footballer's autobiography was called Any Given Saturday? So 1 is How to Be a Footballer, 2 is Goodfella, 3 Stillness and Speed, 4 is My Turn, 5 Any Given Saturday. That is your half-time quiz this evening. So feel free to have a go. I will try and find you some half-time scores from the FA Cup games as it is. It's Met Police 0, Tiverton 0 in that one. Let's see what else we can find for you in the FA Cup. Colville 1, St Neots 0. Chelby Sports are playing as well this evening. I'm just trying to find some more. That's not a game of any note. And there you go. I'll just give me 2. I'll have a look in a second on something else. But I'll try and come to your answers in a second on those autobiographies. I think personally that one of them is really, really hard. In the Checker Trade Trophy, I won't give you the groups because that would be just horrendous. But at half-time, these are all half-time scores. It's Sunderland 2, Carlisle 1. Fleetwood 0, our friends at Rochdale 1. Accrington 1, Macclesfield 0. A bit of a one-sided game. This Shrewsbury 5, Tranmere 0. Port Vale 0, Burton Albion 0. Bradford City 0, Oldham 2. Doncaster 1, Grimsby 0. Scunthorpe 0, Lincoln 0. Crawley 0, Portsmouth 1. Colchester 1, Southend 0. Plymouth 0, Swindon 2. Bristol Rovers 0, Yeovil 0. Coventry 1, Forest Green Rovers 0. Oxford United 1, Northampton 0. Stevenage 0, Charlton 3. Luton 2, MK Dons 0. Those are the Checker Trade. In some of the other games in the FA Cup, it's half-time. Hanwell 2, Leatherhead 0. Poole 1, Horsham 1. Dorking Wanderers 0, Gloucester City 2. And that's really games of any note that are going on this evening. So there you go. Just for up-and-coming games for the Rebels then, this coming Saturday, Slough will return back to National League football where they are away to Welling United. This is 3rd versus 5th. The supporters coach, I believe, will leave St Joe's at 12:30. So there you go. If you do want to go on the coach, spaces on that, I believe. And hopefully it will get here a little bit earlier than it did tonight. Always pushing it for 5 o'clock for a 2 and a bit hour journey, but the Slough fans did make it in the end. Yes, so that's your next up and game for the Rebels. Then after that, obviously, is the one that I've mentioned. Slough will either be in the FA Cup away to Eastbourne or home to Truro, depending on tonight's result. Then after that, they are away to St Albans Town on the 27th of October, and then away to Hemel Hempstead on the 30th of October. So Slough could just go through without a home game in the league in October after having a very good September. So just keep your eyes out on that. And there you go. Andy Biddle has got one right. So there you go. Supernan says, "Evening, Age, doing a good job, seeing as you can hardly see anything." Thank you very much, Supernan. Oakenball Fridays on there. Mickey wants to know if anyone knows Mats is Swedish. I don't think I've heard from Mats from the Swedish fan for ages. There you go. So quite a few of you listening. Richard Weiss is listening in. There you go. So feel free to have a go at those quiz. Is who wrote these books? It's how to be a footballer, good fella, stillness and speed. My turn and any given Saturday. And it's a lot easier than you think, apart from one which I didn't get. Well, I know I got it because obviously it's people standing up in front of us. So hopefully they'll sit down by the time the game starts, and hopefully those people from the side will move away so we can get a better view of the second half. So we'll keep an eye out on. I've got to say that the people down here at Bristol Manor Farm have been absolutely fantastic. Obviously, I was behind the bar on Saturday after the game, and their players and fans and officials were in very good spirits, but they enjoyed themselves. They loved Arbor Park. They loved the reception that they got. Obviously, the draw helped. The result helped. But I came down here early today, and they were very, very forthcoming, helping get all the power sorted that we needed. Unfortunately, they've not stopped people standing in the way, but can't be helped. They're not used to crowds of this kind of size and people. A lot of people sitting in the stands here, but their hospitality has been absolutely fantastic this evening, and their burgers are very nice as well. So huge thanks to Bristol Manor Farm for their hospitality, even if you do drive past it. So it's they need a big sign in the middle of the road saying Bristol Manor Farm here, because I'm sure that I wasn't the only person that drove past it on their first time coming up here. But there you go. I can tell you that Chalvey Sports are 1-0 up against Langley FC tonight. So there you go. That's a few things. I'm going to see if there's anything else coming for you. Not really a great deal to add. So if you are not already a member of the 500 Club, the draw was done for that on Saturday. So basically the 500 Club is you £5 come out of your bank account every month. It all goes into a total that helps the football club. It's extra income for the football club, especially if you're a supporter and you don't come to Slough games. You still want to get involved and try and support the club. It's basically 60 quid for a year, and I think that works out something ridiculous like 38p for a day. So if you can, a £5 a month is incredible value. You're helping the club by doing that. The draw was done on Saturday. First prize was £272. There are 3 other prizes there, and like I say, half the money goes to the football club. So if you're not already a member of the 500 Club, I would urge you to have a look at it on the Slough Town website. It's just a very little thing. It's very easy to do. You can trust us with your money. We're not going to run off and do anything with it. Just seeing that the Bristol Manor players are just coming out, so I'm going to keep an eye out for substitutions as they come out here. So there you go. Please have a look at that one, and we'll see how it goes. A couple of Slough fans just walking past us here. Looks like these people are going to stay here, so I'm just going to keep an eye out to make sure if there are any half-time substitutions coming out for either side, and then I will give you the quiz answers for you in a second. And I bet you're all too busy watching Bake Off, aren't you, to find out who's doing the technical challenge at the moment. There's a friendly being played. It's Kings Langley 3, Dunstable 1. Burnham are beating Chinner in some kind of game. I don't know what it is, whether it's a league game, I'm not sure. I'm just looking at the Bristol Manor Farm. Someone really has faulted, and it's really stinky. I'm not being funny. It's really bad. Might even be me, I don't know. But there's a bit of a pungent smell in the air here at the moment. So I'm just going to look to see, but it doesn't look like there's any half-time substitutions for the home side. We're just waiting for the Slough side to come out, and we'll see what's going on. And the south side just coming out here to my right, coming from the corner by the corner flag. And Slough will be playing down the slope. There's a heck of a slope here. It looks quite... you don't really notice the slope on the right-hand side of the pitch, but once you start crossing the halfway line, it does dip down a bit on the far-hand side. I'm looking round now, and I can tell you, just counting the number of players. 8, 9, 10, 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No. Okay, I've looked, and I can see that all the sides are out for the second half. There doesn't seem to be any substitutions, so the starting 11s for the two sides, starting with Bristol Manor Farm, is Ben John in goal, 2 Stuart Toby, 3 Aaron Robbins, 4 Lloyd Mills, 5 Steve Kingdon, who's the captain, 6 is Chaz Hemmings, Troy Simpson was 7, he's got a yellow card, 8 Jamie Adams, 9 Dean Stamp, 10 Owen Howe, 11 is Ashley Kington for the Rebels. Jack Turner's in goal, he's got a yellow card, 2 Sean Fraser, 3 is goal scorer, 1 George Wells, 4 Guy Hollis, 5 is captain Mark Nisbet, 6 Lee Togwell, 7 James Dobson, 8 Sam Togwell, 9 Manny Williams, 10 Matt Stevens, 11 is Warren Harris, who's the second goal scorer for the Rebels. And we are stop. Just waiting for the referee here. So no half-time substitutions here. As we just wait for just see our chairman Steve just walking past. Slough will have the kick-off. They're shooting from right to left this second half. And we just wait for the referee, Mr. Garner, just to make sure his final checks are done. And it's the kick-off here, and it's Slough with the ball here with George Wells. Plays it forward here, looking for the run of Manny Williams. Comes off the head of Kingdon, and it finds Hemmings. Hemmings down that far hand side. Plays the ball forward, looking for the run of Simpson. Nisbet has to stretch to play the ball in here. Howe would keep the ball in. Crosses in first time, a bit too close to the goalkeeper. George Wells heads the ball away. Simpson is there. Fraser gets a touch to it, and ball kept in by Simpson on that far hand side. Crosses first time, hooked away by Guy Hollis, in towards Warren Harris. Little 1-2 with Lee Togwell. Back here with Warren Harris. Plays down the line looking for Matt Stevens, just over his head. And Stevens chases the ball. Goes through to Mills. Mills plays back towards the goalkeeper John. Under pressure from Matt Stevens. Plays the ball forward. Dobson wins the header. And it's hooked clear in the end by Mills. But that will go all the way through to Jack Turner. Unfortunately, these fans have stayed in that position. So if Bristol Manor Farm are attacking down that right-hand side, I can't see much. So they go. I'll give you the scores, answers to the questions in a second. Ball played forwards. Headed away here by Robbins. In towards Adams. Adams finds Kingston with the ball over the top here. Nisbet puts the afterburners on. Hooks the ball away, and it comes here towards George Wells. Can't see what's going on now, but Wells has the ball. Plays it back towards Jack Turner, and Turner clears for the Rebels. Looking for Matt Stevens. Oh, bounce over here, then comes in towards Manny Williams. Williams just holds the ball up and finds Stevens just inside his own half. Plays the ball out on the right-hand side here to Warren Harris. Harris just has the ball, cuts across here, lovely little ball here, finding George Wells. Wells just takes it on his head and pushes the ball forwards. Plays it in forwards. Oh, looking for the run of Manny Williams. Williams gets there first, but the goalkeeper comes out and blocks the ball. And in the end, Mills has to smash the ball clear. And it's gone out of play for a throw to the Rebels. Right, so while the ball has gone out of play, the answers to your quiz: which footballers are these autobiographies? Right, number 1, How to Be a Footballer, was Peter Crouch. 2, currently the one I'm reading at the moment, Goodfella, is by Craig Bellamy. 3, Stillness and Speed, which was one I would have never got, was Dennis Bergkamp. 4 is in the question. The answers in the question. Who wrote My Turn? That was by Johan Cruyff. Cruyff Turn. And the easiest one of the lot was number 5. Any Given Saturday was Shay Given's autobiography. Ball played forwards here for Howe. Howe is offside. And he was, although the home fans aren't agreeing with that, Howe was offside on that one there. Andy Biddle got Stillness and Speed. Well done, mate. It's a free kick here, taken quickly by Slough. Ball's with George Wells, looking for Manny Williams. Williams surrounded by a couple of players, just eludes and plays well, keeps hold of the ball in towards Dobson. Dobson plays it off, it comes off Dobson last actually. It's gone out of play for a throw to the home side. Play quickly down this near hand side, looking for the run of Howe. Howe trying to work some space, gets a cross in, but Simpson can't get to it. That's gone out of play, and out of play for a throw to Slough down the far hand side. Hollis has gone across to take this throw for Slough, trying to get some distance out of their defensive area. And it's a long throw by him, flicked over the head towards Manny Williams. Williams trying to find Warren Harris. It's Manny Williams who tries to win the ball back, beaten the ball by Adams. Adams finds the ball out towards Robbins. Robbins' ball headed away by Fraser. Comes as far as Hemmings. Hemmings does well to control, but just runs into Lee Togwell, and Togwell can bring the ball forwards here for Slough. Played in here for Matty Stevens to chase. Stevens comes down and he's picked the ball up. He just gets into the box. Oh, cuts inside one. And it's some good defending. Oh, the referee has said it comes off from Stevens last. So even better defending there by Bristol Manor Farm. As it comes off Stevens last and goes out of play for a goal kick. And it's a goal kick here to Bristol Manor. Played forwards. Lee Togwell rises high and heads the ball only as far as Robbins. Ball played down the line. It's a foul by Simpson. It's a free kick here to Slough, halfway inside their own half. And it'll be Jack Turner that will come across to take this free kick for Slough. And again, the fans are right, so don't worry if the ball goes down and they're attacking, we can't see nothing. Jack Turner with this free kick for Gibb. He gives this one a bit of a hammer, looking for George Wells. Picks George Wells out, and it's played back in by Wells towards Lee Togwell. Togwell finding Dobson, in towards Wells. Wells gets the ball back at some pace, but cuts in the side, running with the ball here. Tries to play it back in towards Dobson, but it's cut out by the right back, Tovey. And in towards Adams. Adams trying to find Kington, but you can guess. I'll tell you who's there again. It's Lee Togwell, who's absolutely over this evening. It comes off him last. It's a throw though to Bristol Manor. The right back Tovey comes across to take this one and plays it into Adam. Back here towards Tovey. Tovey plays it down the field, but Howe gives up on that one, and there was an offside decision. And it's a free kick to the Rebels. Halfway inside their own half as Howe's caught offside again. So no added score here at the moment. We played 6 minutes of the second half gone. Still Slough with this 2-goal lead. The ball's actually gone out of play for a goal kick for some reason. But there you go. So it's the goal kick here for Jack Turner to take. Long ball in towards Dobson. Dobson tries to play it in. It skims off him last. It's a throw here. And the referee just telling Tovey not to go forwards. Tovey with this throw eventually. Come on, mate, I've got to go home yet. Ball played in. Simpson heads the ball on. In towards Howe. Howe chests the ball down well. Trying to turn, but it'll come through here towards Sean Fraser. Fraser with the ball down the field. Kingdom with the header away. It's won by Guy Hollis. Ball bounces around. It's come here inside towards Adams. Adams skips past the challenge of Lee Togwell. Well, Adams burst of pace. It's got Tovey on this near hand side if he wants him. Tries to play the ball through. George Wells, I think, gets there first. But I can't see. But the ball's gone through to goalkeeper Turner, who plays it through. I really can't see anything down this near hand side. And you think the people would go down the far side to see their team score rather than just stand in with. Right, William Raffle ticket numbers. 706. Ball here with Kingston. Kingston plays it in. Oh, it's one back here by Guy Hollis. And Guy Slough can break 4 against 3 here for Slough. Ball played forward, trying to find Stevens. Intercepted by Mills, but it comes through to Manny Williams. Williams has put the ball on the edge of the box. In towards Stevens. Stevens has a chance to wrap it up. Chips it over the goalkeeper. And that's the third for the Rebels. And it's Manny Stevens who grabs the ball as the goalkeeper John comes out. It's time for some people to go home, I think. Some people are actually leaving. Slough have the third goal of the game. Manny Williams is getting booked for kicking the ball away. So Matt Stevens is a scorer. Just want confirmation. It's Matty Stevens with the goal. That's his 6th goal for the Rebels in 8 appearances for Manny Stevens just as the goalkeeper came out. Manny Williams has been booked, I believe, for kicking the ball away in the celebrations after the goal. But it's a third goal here for the Rebels, and they're 3-0 up here at Bristol Manor Farm, and they should now try to see this game out. So there you go, it's 3-0. And Slough just slowly getting Manny Williams the last to get back into position. I've been told to call them Manor Farm and not Bristol Manor Farm, so I'm going to call them Manor Farm from now on. My apologies if I've offended anyone. Ball headed away here, comes here towards Hemmings. Hemmings has 2 players on him immediately. Slough not happy with just a 3-0. They're trying to make sure this game is put to bed. It comes through to Lee Togbell. Togbell evades challenge, finds the ball in towards Dobson. Dobson takes it first time mid-air, plays it across here, looking first time in. It's over the head of Kingdon, trying to find Warren Harris, just a little bit too far. So we're calling them Manor Farm. My apologies if I've offended anyone called Bristol Manor Farm. I didn't know any difference. It's the goalkeeper John to take this goal kick for the home side. And ball played in. It's Harold who flicks the ball on here, but Hollis has come through to clear, and clear well. It's out of play for a throw to Manor Farm on the halfway line. And it's Robbins, the left back, who will go across to take this. And the throw comes in. It's flicked on by Hemmings in towards Simpson. So it's Warren Harris who's there to hook the ball away. Only as far as Kington. Kington in that central position. Plays it back out here towards Robbins. Robbins under pressure from Sam Togwell. Ball played forwards. It hits Warren Harris. And Fraser's in there first with a challenge to win the ball, but it goes out of play and out for a throw to Manor Farm just inside the Slough half. Played in towards Stamps. Stamps beaten to the ball by Sam Togwell. Ball comes out here towards Dobson. Dobson turns, plays it out here towards Wells. Wells takes it in his stride, bringing the ball forward. Looking for Stevens. Stevens here running against the back four. Comes down the left-hand side of the box. Cuts way past one. Still has the ball at his feet. Plays it in towards Manny Williams. Williams just loses it, but chases his own ball down on the edge of the box. And plays a little 1-2 in with Warren Harris, but just overhits it and runs out of play for a goal kick. And the Slough fans who are disbanded a bit down behind that far hand goal. Trying to make a little bit of noise here for the Rebels who are free. I think you'll see the first substitution of the game on the far hand side for the home side. I'm just waiting for him to get changed. And it will be John with the goal kick. Bounces over the head of everyone. Sean Fraser being chased here and plays it off Simpson. Simpson charging the ball down, but it comes through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who he plays a poor ball out here, but it finally does come to George Wells. And Wells being closed down, plays the ball on with a run of Dobson. Dobson comes from a deep line position. It goes down the left-hand side where I can't see, but Dobson's going to be the player with the ball. Wins a corner for Slough. And again, my apologies, I can't see anything down the left-hand side because of where people are standing, unfortunately. But it's a corner here to the Rebels. It's Dobson will go across to take this. And the ball played in. It's played in low. It's Nisbet who tries to flick the ball on. Ball still bouncing around in the penalty area. John has to come and claim, and does well to claim it off the head of Manny Williams, who's just standing in there. And John just pushes him away. And Manny Williams just standing in front of his position. Manny's been on a yellow card. He's got to be careful here. Ball played forwards. It's a long kick here over the head, and Jack Turner's going backwards and grabs the ball, and Turner took his eye off the ball. Very similar to the goal that Slough conceded at home, where the ball went over the head of him. He misjudged the ball. Simpson was chasing it back, and at the second attempt he managed to get the ball. Takes it short again towards George Wells. Wells just drawing a couple of players out before a long ball over the top, looking for the run of Stevens. Kingdom with the header away, and Hemmings will bring the ball forward here for Manor Farm on the far hand side. He's got Robbins on the overlap if he wants to. Plays it across here, looking for the run of Simpson. Simpson can't get there. That just skips off the top of the surface there and goes out of place. You can see your first substitution of the game on the far hand side. They're not taking it yet, so wonder why that is. Just don't know what they're waiting for here at the moment. Lee Togwell just having a little chat with the referee. Sam Togwell just organising the Slough side from that centre midfield position. Ball played over here by Turners, headed away by Robbins, only as far as Sam Togwell. Ball played forward, looking for the run of Stephen. Kingdom with the clearance away. Comes through to Sean Fraser. Lovely little header by him. Finds Hollis. I don't know who Hollis is playing that ball to, but it's gone straight out of play. And we're still not going to see the substitution from Manor Farm on the far hand side. It's taken quickly by Tovey towards Lloyd Mills, but his ball is just aimlessly played down the line. But it's a throw here to Manor Farm, and this is where you're going to see the substitution. I would do if this board just hasn't turned off, it is about to show it. Coming off is number 5, who is Steve Kingdon, and coming on is number, what looks like 14 is Manning's. We're just going to get that confirmed. It's either 14 or 15. It's the board is terrible over on that far hand side, but it's definitely Kingdon the playoff. It's Rex Mannings is the player that comes on to replace Kingdon. So I guess that's maybe a change of formation here for the home side as the throw comes in here towards Kingdon. Kingdon plays in towards Adams. Adams finding the substitute Mannings, and Mannings trying to chip the ball over the top here for the run of Robbins down the left hand side. And it's seen how to play well by Sean Fraser. Neil Baker's already, I'll just take that the Manor Farm won't listen to this, but Neil Baker's already said what will come on and what's going to go on. And so Neil, keep quiet. Don't tell everyone what's going on. It's a secret. Ball played in from the throw from Guy Hollis. It's headed away by Kington, only as far as Lee Togwell, who heads on. Comes through here. It's been through to Simpson. Simpson tries to turn, but Nisbet's there, and he's trying to put that into the river. But it's a throw here for on the far hand side, which Robbins will go across to take. And it's thrown in here towards Stamp. Stamp with a poke down the line for Robbins to try and get a cross in. Ball played in. It's hooked clear here, and it comes to Stamp on the edge of the box. Plays the ball in. Hooked clear this time by Guy Hollis. Still Slough can't get it. It's here with Mannings, who shoots from distance. Oh, and Turner fumbles the ball and just manages to get it on the goal line. But Turner's handling tonight hasn't been the best. That's the second time he's fumbled a shot. That was an easier shot for him to save. But this time he's fumbled it a little bit. Sean wants to know how come Jack got a yellow card. Got a yellow card for a foul outside the box. There you go. And the ball played through in towards Kington. Kington inside his own half, trying to orchestrate. Slowed down by 2 Slough players. Back here towards Hemmings, who's playing as a centre-back here in place of Kingdon. Being chased by Manny Williams really well, but Hemmings has got the ball out here to Manning on the far hand side. But the ball down here for Howe to chase. Howe trying to come from a deep position, but Guy Hollis is there. Plays it back towards Jack Turner. Turner's ball is played for. It's not the best of balls, but Lee Togwell's there for Slough. Who else? Ball played for. It's headed away. It'll come through to Manny Williams. So he just controls the ball, slows it down, and has the ball here with George Wells. Wells in towards Dobson. Dobson just inside the half. Trying to play the ball in towards Manny Williams. Williams just he leaves it for Togwell. Lee Togwell in towards George Wells. Wells going to chip the ball in, looking for the run of Warren Harris. It's hooked cleared by Mills, only as far as Manny Williams, who finds in towards Guy Hollis. Here towards Dobson. Dobson plays it out towards Sean Fraser. Slough keeping the ball well on the far hand side. In towards Dobson. Dobson, little 1-2. Here gets the ball back, shoots from distance. It's just wide. Hits it hard and low, but wide of the goal. And it's a goal kick to Manor Farm. Slough 3-0 up here at the Creek, home of the Manor Farm. And the ball played in. Flicked on here for Simpson to chase. Hollis is there, plays it off Simpson. Really good defending by Guy Hollis. And so it's a throw to Slough on the far hand side. Craig Minter wants to know the score. Everyone's asking you. Everyone's telling you what the score is, Sean. Craig, wondering, where have you been, Craig? Ball played over the top here. It's Hemmings who gets the clearance away. Comes here towards Tovey. Tovey has a chance to play the ball down the field here, trying to find Stan, but it just bounces away from him. There is a little bit of a slope down that side of the pitch as well, from the kind of like from the where the about 4 foot away from the post that Jack Turner's at. It just slides a little bit downhill there. Throw from Slough from Hollis, headed away, and it comes into the centre here to Sam Togwell. Ball over the top for Stevens. Stevens is onside, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. A chance to wrap it up, and goalkeeper makes a really good save there. Blocks. It's a great save by Ben John, the goalkeeper. That would have wrapped the game up. Ball played forwards. Nisbet heads it away, and then George Wells with the header back towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. But Stevens should have put that one away, but it was a really good save by Ben John. It just as he was about to dink it over him, just put a hand up and blocked the ball, but that could have been and should have been 4 for the Rebels. Ball's in the hand of Jack Turner here, and Turner long ball down the field, looking for Dobson. Dobson wins the ball, but it comes here to Kington. Kington immediately goes down by Sam Togwell. Plays the ball out here towards the substitute Mannings. Mannings down the far hand side, finding Stamp. Stamp playing more of a right hand side. Hollis is there to smash the ball clear for Slough, and he's cleared the fence on the far hand side. That's on the train track, heading out of Bristol. So whatever's to the right of Bristol, Weston-super-Mare, is it? I think it's going to. Somewhere down there. As it is, it's going to be a throw here that Mills has gone across to take. And his ball is headed away by Sean Fraser. Heads it into the path of Manny Williams. Williams can turn and plays ball to Stevens. Stevens is 1-on-1 here with Mills. Just break into the edge of the box. Stevens running with pace. Comes through. Shoots! Oh, and it's just wide of the goal by Stevens. And Slough on the counter-attack now. Getting the chances here. And Stevens missing another chance there. Just forced wide, but just wide of the post by a little bit. And it's out for a goal kick to Manor Farm. So try and find the thingamajiggy. We played, I think, I don't know what that says, 15 minutes or something, 19 minutes, I don't know, make it up. Ball played in, it's won by Lee Togwell, plays the ball high over the top of the back four for Steve. Chests the ball down well on the edge of the box. Just him with Manny Williams there. Slough not putting numbers up. Chip the ball into Warren Harris. It's headed away though. Comes to the edge to Lee Togwell, who takes a shot from distance just over the top of the bar. And again, Slough are the ones who are on the front foot here. And it's a goal kick for Ben John. And it's so it's going to be Ben John with this goal kick here. Aim towards Howe. Howe wins the header, but Lee Togwell heads it on. Howe and Sam Togwell have got their legs caught. They just get up together. Dobson tries to skip past Tovey, but it comes off his Tovey's legs last. It's out for a throw. And in towards George Wells. In towards Stevens has been manhandled. They couldn't hold the ball up. And the ball played over the top here for Stamp. It looks like Manor Farm have playing with a 4-3-3 formation now with Simpson, Howe and Stamp as a front three. Slough with the ball with Sean Fraser. It's just intercepted here. And the ball's here with Kington. Kington trying to orchestrate, finding Stamp on the far hand side. His little cushion header finds Mannings. Mannings chased down by Sam Togwell, but Mannings still has the ball on the far hand side. And comes down the far hand side. Does really well to get across in. It's Guy Hollis, who's having a very good game this evening, who hooks the ball clear out for a throw. And it's a quick throw in here towards Simpson. Simpson being forced away from goal. Finding Kington. Kington little ball in, trying to find Stamp. Intercepted by Guy Hollis and in towards the other influential player tonight, Lee Togwell. Finding Dobson. Dobson can't control the ball. It hits Tovey, but Dobson will chase the ball down. And Tovey still there. And little push there by James Dobson. It's a free kick to the home side. And Tovey just having a word with the referee. And the referee just making sure that Tovey doesn't take it any closer. Free kick just a couple of feet inside his own half. Still plenty of time left in this cup tie. Tovey with this free kick aimed into the box, headed away by Nisbet. Comes to the edge of the box here to Kington. Kington being forced wide though by a couple of Slough players, and you can tell who it was. It was Lee Togwell. Ball back here towards Tovey. Tovey crosses first time, headed away superbly by Guy Hollis. And it's a choice for me between, at the moment, Guy Hollis and Lee Togwell as the man of the match. But it's a throw on the far hand side, which Hemmings has gone across to take for Tiverton. Looks like they're warming up a second sub. It's Sam Togwell, who flicks a leg, blocks the ball. It's come here towards Tovey. His ball isn't the best, and it's picked up by Lee Togwell. So now we have a chance to attack here. It's 3 against 3. Plays here towards Manny Williams. Williams being forced wide by Tovey, and that's a really good challenge by the right back who wins the ball clearly, and it goes out of play for a throw to Slough, taken quickly in towards George Wells. Wells finds Nisbet. Nisbet waits for a couple of players to come forwards in towards Lee Togwell. He's got a bit of space here to turn. Plays out on the far hand side to his brother Sam. Sam will spread it out towards Warren Harris. Harris back in towards Sam Togwell. Back here to Sean Fraser, who's played forward a little bit forward. Tovey with the clearance away. Stamp runs straight into Guy Hollis, and Slough had the ball back, but it's hooked clear by Hemmings, and that ball's just been smashed straight out of play. And I think we could see the second substitution for Manor Farm. They're still waiting, they're taking their time with these substitutions on the far side. It's a throw here to Slough. Fraser just being told to go back a few feet here by the referee. And it's headed away by the left back Robbins, out for another throw to Slough. This time they gain about 10 yards. St Neots had one back in their game. It's come off Slough player last. It's a throw to Manor Farm in towards Kington, who finds Hemmings. Hemmings with the ball out, looking for Tovey, but that's a hopeful ball over the head of Tovey. Out of play for a throw to Slough, quickly taken by Dobson into Wells. Wells brings the ball forwards and finds Manny Williams. A little back flick in towards Dogwell. Dogwell takes a shot. He just tried to... I'm not sure if it was a shot or whether he tried to play it in as the ball to Stevens, but it's in the hands of the goalkeeper. And it's played forward here for Howe. Howe up against Nisbet. Guess who's there for Slough? It's Fraser this time to play the ball forwards to Manny Williams. Williams just comes in from an offside position, holds the ball up well. He's got a couple of players on the run, but it hits Mannings, and the ball's here now with Kington. Kington can turn. And Kington just overruns it, and you know who's there for Slough. Lee Togwell in towards Manny Williams. Got Warren Harris on the wide if he needs him. Skips past the challenger Kington. Manny Williams still has the ball. Looks to shoot from distance. It's blocked. Comes back out here towards Kington, and Kington's got time to play the ball wide here to Stamp. Stamp just drops deep, trying to play the ball in towards Howe. Goalkeeper comes out, and Howe is adjudged to have fouled Turner there by running into him. Pete, who's on Twitter as Slough Town Rebel, says listening on audio. You're listening also due to a bout of work happens for a living. He's got work for a living. And there's a little break in play here for two reasons. First of all, Owen Howe's just slightly injured. And the second reason is that I've just seen Riyad Mahrez's penalty fly past, supported by two fighter jets. There you go. Still got an injury to Owen Howe at the moment, but Owen, he gets a yellow card for that challenge. That's a bit of a surprise. I don't think it was that bad a challenge, but Howe's the one that's injured. He gets a yellow card. And they still haven't made the substitution yet, I don't think. Slough got an injury as well, though, to Manny Williams. Williams has just gone down, so there's a substitution for... A double substitution for Slough. Coming off is James Dobson. Coming on is number 15, who is Chris Flood, I think. And coming off is number 9, who's Manny Williams. And Louis Saws is the player coming on for Slough. So, double substitution for the Rebels. And so it's Saws and Flood on for Williams and Dobson. Those are the two changes for the Rebels. Manny just got a little knock there. And so he gets a round of applause from the Slough fans for his play here this evening. Very intelligent play for Manny Williams. And it's he comes off. Chris Flood coming on for the Rebels. And it's Jack Turner take the free kick. Long free kick here, aimed for the first touch of the game for Flood. Flicks his little header on. Hemmings in a chase here with Stevens. Hemmings trying to shield the ball out and does well, so help for a goal kick to Manor Farm. And those substitutions were on 28 minutes of the second half, which I haven't got a clue is something. Is that 73? 73 minutes? Ball look here. Comes in towards Adams. Adams holds it back in towards Kington. Played out here to Tovey, the right back. Up against Soars. Lee Togwell there again for Slough. But it's Adams on the back way. He's been forced back in here towards Mills. Mills with the ball forwards, looking for the run of Tovey, but he's not going to catch that, and it's gone out of play for a goal kick to Slough. You're going to see the second substitution that Manor Farm are going to make. Coming off is number 10, Owen Howe. Coming on is 16, I believe, Ian Harvey. So I think it's Harvey that's coming on. I haven't had an announcement yet. Definitely Owen Howe is the player that's off. Oh, he's not happy. He's just thrown something onto the pitch. But we haven't had that confirmed, but here we go. Sorry, Pete Shepherd is the player coming on for Howe. As the ball comes here towards George Wells. Wells in towards Source. Source playing on the left wing now instead of Dawson. Played in towards Steve. Takes it on his chest. 1-1 here with... Oh, it just turns and still has the ball at his feet. But grand challenge there by Robbins, who had a very good first game for Manor Farm. It's played out though towards Sam Togwell. His ball played in here towards Warren Harris. Harris can turn. He's got a bit of space here to run onto. Harris being forced wide by Kington. And just loses the ball and then tries to foul Adams, and the referee pulls it back for a foul by Warren Harris for a free kick to the home side. And I think they may have wanted the advantage there, but the referee has pulled it back. So we've got around about 15 minutes of the game left, plus whatever the referee adds on. Adams turns well into the centre circle, takes a couple of players out in towards Manning's. Manning's trying to play the ball in. Stamp looked like he was offside when he played the ball forwards, and he is offside. It's a free kick to the Rebels. And it's a rather damp atmosphere here now. I think that third goal that Slough scored has taken the wind out of the sails of the home side here. And Jack Turner will come and take this free kick for Slough. And it's the long kick here by Turner, headed away by Hemmings, only as far as that man Lee Togwell. Lee Togwell just holds the ball up. Oh, trying to play it in towards Warren Harris. Cuts the back inside, trying to find... it's Soars who took the shot. It's been blocked. I think if he'd have left it, it would have been for Lee Togwell to take. But Soars got a shot in. It's blocked. It's gone out for a corner to Slough. Richard Edwards just put in there. He thinks that John Underwood's still unbeaten as a solo manager. What you're saying there is this corner will come in for Slough. Slough still sent a couple of forwards for this corner here. Taken by Soars. It bounces all the way around. Comes out through to Warren Harris, who can't get to the ball first. Mannings is there first for Manor Farm. Played the ball in here towards Simpson. Simpson's little ball, and you know who was there for Slough. It was Lee Togwell, but the substitute Sheehan has just won the ball back here. Looks like there will be a third substitution for Slough on the far hand side. And Slough won it back here through Mark Nisbet of all people. Plays it in here towards Chris Flood. Flood wearing 18 for some reason. In towards Source. Source down his left hand side. Gets the ball at his feet here up against Tovey. Source just trying to trick his way round. Someone just steps up in the way, but Source still has the ball. Plays it to the edge of the box to find Flood. Back in towards Source, and Tovey gets there with the challenge. He's stretching as he played the ball there, and I think he's been caught as he went in with the challenge. I think he just caught, stretched and got his foot caught underneath. The referee has given a goal kick. I don't know how he's done that when Tovey has just challenged and won the ball, and somehow it's gone out for a goal kick. I don't know. Maybe he's being generous this evening. Long ball played forwards. Nisbet with the header. Comes out here towards Soars. Soars takes a touch. Played back in here by Adams towards Sheehan. Sheehan turns. Lee Togwell's there to get a touch of the ball, but Sheehan just manages to win the ball back. Finds the right back Tovey. Played in. Hooks away by Sam Togwell. Comes back out towards Tovey. In here towards Adams. Adams appearing on the right hand side up against Wells. Plays it in. looking for a 1-2. Come through though to Stamp. Stamp peering on this left-hand side. Back here to Tovey. Manor Farm having the ball. But Sam Togwell tries to get there first and can't get to the ball. It's one back here with Manor Farm. Stamp flicking it out on the far-hand side. Fraser's there to win it for Stamp. Puts it into the path of Warren House. He can bring the ball forwards in stride. Tries to find Sam Tugwell, who just stood still there, and it's one back here with Adams. Adams down the line in towards the substitute Mannings. Mannings has got 2 players on. He goes down that side that I can't see what's happening, so I think it's a throw to them. You're going to see another one on the far hand side for Slough. Coming off is Matt Stevens, and that looks as though Ben Harris is the player replacing him. I think. I can't see. Ben's normally got a bandage on his hand, but it looks like Ben coming on. Ben Harris is coming on for Matt Stevens. That's the final substitution on 79 minutes. Throw comes in, headed away by Manor Farm, only as far as Lee Togwell. His ball's blocked, comes in towards Simpson. Simpson in towards Adams, but Chris Flood wins the ball back here for Sam, can bring the ball out, trying to find the run of Ben Harris, but Robbins has played it back towards the goalkeeper John. Ben will chase it down, but it's played forwards here, headed away by the rock at the back this evening in Guy Hollis, and then a foul by Kinkton on Sam Togwell. Slough take it too quickly for the referee's liking, and it will be a free kick for the Rebels. And it looks like George Wells is the player to take this. No, he's going to leave it for Mark Nisbet to take. Nisbet finds Saws on this left-hand side. Little cushion header trying to find Togwell, but he's beaten to the ball by Tovey. Tovey, the right back, brings it forward. Wells can't get to the ball. Here with Simpson. Simpson plays it in. This time Sean Fraser with the challenge. Almost cuts it away though, but Nisbet plays it back towards Turner in the Slough goal. And a long kick by him. Saws will chase it. Headed away by Adams for Manor Farm. Lee Togwell tries to get the wins a free kick for thing. And it's a free kick to Slough just inside their own half. And again, Mark Nisbet is the player. I think the smell is, it's not someone that's fired. I think it's coming from the river. Ball played over the top here for Ben Harris to chase. Harris is offside. It's a free kick to Manor Farm. And taken quickly here towards Hemmings, who's playing centre back now. Started off in midfield, outside, headed away by Sean Fraser. Well into Chris Flood, who's chance to run with the ball. Just plays over the top there, and Hemmings with the challenge, and it's one back with Hemmings, and he runs into Warren House. Still has the ball though, does Hemmings. Plays it in here towards Adams, overruns it a little bit, and Saws wins it back here for Slough. Little cushion ball in towards George Wells. Wells chips it back over for Saws to run on to. Tovey's there for Manor Farm, but it's gone out of play, and Lee Togwell's there for Slough. Takes it quickly towards Flood. Flood's got a bit of space to turn, and the challenge from Mannings is a great challenge, and he won the ball back fair and square. Then chips the ball over for Simpson. Simpson in the foot race here with Nisbet. Simpson will win that one. I can't see what's happening because it's down that no-hand side. So make it up as you go. Cross comes in on the far-hand side, looking for Stamp. He can't get there, and that goes out of play for a goal kick to the Rebels. And we're just going to see what some of you go to. So it's Jack Turner to take this goal kick for Slough. And Turner puts this high into the darkening night sky. Kept in by Warren Harris, one on his chest there, in towards Sean Fraser. Fraser's ball over the top here for Warren Harris to chase. Harris coming down that far hand side, keeps the ball in, and keeps it in by the byline, trying to look to tease a player in, trying to chip the ball in. There's 3 Slough players waiting there, and somehow Slough scored, and it's Louis Saws. I think what happened was Ben Harris headed it, and it hit Louis Saws on the head and looped into the goal. So Slough got a 4th goal of the evening, and Louis Saws scores. It's not easy to say this. Louis Swords scores his second goal for the Rebels in fortuitous circumstances. And that is on 83 minutes. So Slough with a fourth goal here from Louis Saws. Rather fortunately the way that come about, but fourth goal for Slough. And it's played out here looking for Mannings. Mannings up against Wells. Wells trying to play it through. Saws actually doing some defending here for Slough. And plays it in towards Nisbet. Nisbet with a tiny little ball to Togwell. Togwell's little pass finding Saws. You can play the ball down the field here for Ben Harris to chase. Harris up against Hemmings. Harris just pushes Hemmings out the way. That's a foul in any case. But Ben Harris runs with the ball, finds Flood. Flood stretches and then fires wide of the goal. And your third and final substitution on the far hand side for Manor Farm. And I can't see who it is yet. But coming off is number 9, Dean Stamp. And coming on, it was the original person I thought was coming on is Ian Harvey. And he's coming on 84 minutes. So Harvey on for Stamp. And the game will restart with a goal kick. The drummer has been very quiet this second half, unfortunately. But Ben John with this goal kick for Manor Farm. Long ball played in, headed away by Slough, hooked on by Warren Harris towards Flood. Flood finds Warren Harris. And Harris with the ball over the top here, just too close to the goalkeeper. John, who comes out well to claim that one. And it's Ben John with this clearance down the field, headed away by Guy Hollis. Over the head of Sam Togwell. And it's Kington who gets a touch to it. Sam Togwell nicks it off him. And it's played out here on the far hand side to Slough, just too far down the field here. And all the way through to the goalkeeper, Ben John, who plays it sideways instead of playing it down the field. And it's here with Mills. Mills with the ball over the top here, looking for the run of Hemmings, who looks like he's now gone up front with Harvey fitting in as centre-back. So Slough have got a bit of height to deal with here now up front. And it's like a front three of Hemmings, Simpson and Mannings for Manor Farm. Throw played in, headed away by Robbins. Comes into the centre where Sam Togwell wins the header. Warren Harris over there as well, working hard to get the ball back. But it's here with Sheehan. Oh, great clearance by Guy Hollis. Just volleys that ball all the way down to Ben John in the Manor Farm goal. That's the ball just outside his area with his feet. Plays the long ball down here, looking for Simpson. Simpson flicking the ball on. He's now looking for an offside. He was offside. And it's a free kick to the Rebels. And Guy Hollis just got caught there. He's just back on his... sorry, Sean Fraser, actually. Turner takes the free kick quickly for Slough. Trying to find Ben Harris. Lovely little header by Ben Harris. Finds Flood in towards Warren Harris. Now searching for another goal here. Oh, just played in and it's picked up by the goalkeeper John, and looks to roll the ball out here to Mannings. Mannings up against a couple of Slough players. Runs past Wells easy. Just comes down this left hand side. Got 3 players with him now. Can't see what's going on. So it's come off Mannings for a throw to Slough. That's what I can tell you. And it's a throw to Slough deep inside their own half. Sam Togwell's going to come across. The Slough fans in small numbers are just making a bit of noise to the side of the pitch. Comes off the head of Adams. It comes right into our commentary position. Sam Togwell looking to take this throw quickly. Finds Saws. Back here towards George Wells. Wells just plays it forwards to Flood. Flood little ball in towards Saws. Saws has got Warren Harris on his outside if he needs him. Saws trying to take it in. Takes it himself and it's straight at the goalkeeper. He has to jump to get it, but... an easy save there. Slough looking for a 5th here. And it's played forwards by Ben John. Overhead of everyone. It will run through to Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And some good defending by Hollis, who's now marking the tall Hemmings, who's playing up front. Ball here with Jack Turner in the Slough goal. Into the final few minutes here. Ball played forwards. Looking for Flood. Flood trying to turn against Tovey, but Flood's the player who has fouled. And that will be a free kick. Flood chasing the ball because he doesn't want to give it back. We've got 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes of normal time, plus whatever is added on here at the Creek, home of Manor Farm. Flood just being spoken to by the referee. And Flood just wasting a little bit of time at 4-0 up. Doesn't need to do that. As John looks to put this free kick deep into the Slough box. It's going to be headed away by Nisbet, then flicked on by Hollis. Comes through to Adams. Adams' little ball in towards Kington. Kington still trying to orchestrate in towards Adams. Adams comes across though, and Slough just making Manor Farm play across rather than forwards. Ball here played in to little flick on, but it's read by Sean Fraser. Comes to Louis Sawers doing his defensive work in towards Lee Togwell, finding Ben Harris. Back towards Lee Togwell for the run through for Ben Harris. It's going to leave it for Sawers. Sawers going to cross down the far hand side. It's volleyed away though by Mills, but guess who's there for Slough? Should I tell you that it was Lee Togwell? Plays the ball out here towards Chris Flood. Some of the Manor Farm fans leaving here. Flood trying to play the ball on. Great challenge though again by Tovey. He's had a very good game at right back. Ball play for Sean Fraser though. Intercepts on his chest. He's had a good game for Slough as well. Plays it down the field here looking for Warren Harris. Harris keeps the ball in down the right hand side. Chance for Slough to attack with numbers again. Warren Harris plays it in. Ben Harris trying to flick the ball in. It's cleared in the end again by Tovey. And up towards Sheehan. Sheehan up against Nisbet. Sheehan keeps hold of the ball. Nisbet I think is going to follow him all the way back to the goalkeeper here. And the ball does go back there. And ball's here with the goalkeeper John. Long ball forwards for him. It's flicked on well by Simpson, and Guy Hollis has to chase the ball back. Simpson gets in there first. Oh, he's just been forced wide by Jack Turner. So now looking for a goal kick. It is the last touch does come off Simpson last, and again a defensive error by Slough. Fraser and Hollis looking at each other, saying who's going to head it back to the goalkeeper. None of them to, and in the end, it was a mistake by Slough, but Simpson couldn't capitalise on it. And it's goal kick here for Jack Turner. The gentleman who was in front of me has decided to leave. Ball played in here on the far hand side. Warren Harris runs through, gets caught there. 3 minutes of added time has been indicated. And Slough have a free kick on that far hand side. And Lee Togwell looks like he's going to be the player that takes it. Takes it short here towards Ben Harris. Back in towards Lee Togwell. Has to stretch. Finds the ball to his brother Sam. Sam back into Flood. In towards Lee Togwell. Who shoots. Oh, it's just wide of the goal at the bottom of the post. And Lee Togwell has deserved a goal this evening. Just wide of the goal for little Lee Togs. Because we don't know what to call them. Because we've got two Togwells. It was easier when just one Togwell. You just called one Togs. Now you can't call them Togs because they both answer. Ball played forward for Hemmings, headed away by Fraser. Ball played in, headed away by Guy Hollis. Flicked on by Flood, looking for Ben Harris. Headed away though, still trying to gamble on the ball. It's a free kick to Manor Farm for, I didn't see a foul, but I guess it was Chris Flood that had committed it. It's a free kick for Manor Farm, just inside there. Spread out here towards Tovey. Sawers with a little header away from Tovey. It goes out of play for a throw to Manor Farm down this near hand side, halfway inside the Slough half. Played in here towards Mannings. He's done quite well since he's come on as sub. Here towards Adams. Adams 30 yards away from goal, trying to create something down this right hand side. Runs down the side, loses the ball, but the ball, I don't know what's going on. Someone went ooh, and the ball's gone out for a goal kick. So I don't know. Make it up as you go along. For all I know, you could have had a streaker on the pitch. No, I'm not going to see it down there. Burnham are currently winning 6-1. So we're let's just see, we are into 2 minutes of the 3 minutes of added time here. Ball played forwards for Ben Harris and flicks on towards Flood. Back here towards Ben Harris. Ben Harris trying to just dink the ball in towards Sawers. The Slough fans have been singing Bakes and Under's Rebel Army for the last few minutes here. You can't really hear them that well because they're further down. Ball in towards Sawers. Sawers crosses. It's going to go out for a corner, and the referee should really just blow up and say, call it over. And It'll be a corner that Slough will take. Not many people forwards for the Rebels for this corner. We're into the stoppage time here. And the ball's here with Saws. And that is the final whistle here at the Creek. Unfortunately for Manor Farm, what's been described as their biggest game of the season, they haven't been able to do it. Slough have been very professional. Goal by George Wells on 15 minutes gave them the lead with a fantastic shot from 30 yards out. Then it was a second goal by Warren Harris. It's mostly what they needed in the first game as well, but Warren Harris on 35 gives Slough 2 goals. And then in the second half, Matt Stevens got one on 53 minutes, and then Louis Saws with the fourth on 83, means that Slough have won here at the Creek Manor Farm. It's 4-0 to the Rebels, and they progress. So they will play on Saturday, the 20th of August, where it's another trip down to Eastbourne. I am not going down for a weekend, that is for sure. I don't think I could do that again. The Manor Farm fans just clapping their players off, who've done very well today. Slough have been just a little bit more clinical this afternoon. And this is the furthest that Manor Farm have ever been in the FA Cup. So they've had a good FA Cup run, and they're a very friendly club down here at Manor Farm, and we do wish them all the best for the rest of the season, and make sure that all the Slough Town fans make their way home safely. For all of you that are on there saying thank you very much for tonight's commentary, as usual, it's always been a pleasure. We will be back on Saturday when we're away to Welling United, they're called, aren't they? Welling United. So there you go. So we'll be back then. Thanks to everyone for listening, all your commentaries and everything. And there's a little bit of queue going out. We've got to pack up and go home. I've got a long journey home. Please enjoy the rest of your week. We'll be back on Saturday as usual. And we wish you all the best and everyone a safe journey home this evening. So thank you all so very much for listening in.
It's a bit late getting here, mate. I blame the coach driver for getting you here late. Oh, money, money! Money, 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 with it! Oh, money, money! Money, 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 with it!
Aidy, have you still got that girl you pulled in Eastbourne last time?
Yeah, she's locked in the boot.
Aidy's going to Eastbourne. Aidy's going to Eastbourne.